Does the thought of being paid $2 or $3 an hour make you break out in a cold sweat? Even if it's your first or second client, that price is really low, and I get it. Many online job boards have those prices, and that's what the client is willing to pay. You're probably thinking, but what if you have no experience and the only testimonial you have is from your best friend? In this video, I've got you covered with a strategic approach when it comes to pricing as a virtual assistant, so that you can avoid being in a situation where you're overworked and, worse yet, underpaid. Hi, my name is Alvern, and in this channel, you'll discover some amazing resources that you can use to generate your first $100,000 online as a virtual assistant from anywhere in the world, so that you can live life on your own terms and, most importantly, do something that you absolutely enjoy and deserve. I get it. Coming up with your pricing as a virtual assistant is difficult because it depends on many things, like, number one, market conditions. So you can have the best price, the perfect services available, and all of that in the world, but the minute the world goes into recession or there's a market crash or anything, those market conditions actually determine or affect the way you price your services. In other words, there's this whole thing of supply and demand, and if demand is not high enough and there's oversupply in the market, the prices drop really low. There's also something called the minimum wage. So for example, if it is you go into a situation, it could be in the US, it could be in the UK, wherever it is you are, and the minimum wage is set at a certain price, and you want to charge, something that is outlandishly way higher than that, as a newbie, then you run into problems because you don't have any sort of what we call social proof to display why your prices are so high compared to the value that you are willing to offer. The second area of that is what your peers are charging as well. So whether there isn't a market crash, everything is well, economies of scale, everything is going well, and all of your peers are charging X amount per hour, and you decide to charge something that's astronomically much higher than what everybody else is charging in the market, then we've got another problem as well. So you're going to have to, focus on what is available in the market, what your peers are charging for these particular services. Yes, you can charge higher than your peers, but you're going to also have to determine or let your clients show proof to your clients why your services or your pricing are higher in terms of the value, what makes you unique, etc. The third area that actually affects the way you price your services is what clients are willing to pay, how much pain they're in that they're willing to pay X amount per hour for your services or for your package. So in other words, the bigger or the deeper the pain, the more painful the client situation is that they need to solve, the more money they're willing to pay to get it solved. If it's something really trivial and they in their head they're saying, oh, that will only take 5 minutes to do, and you're charging them for 5 hours, then obviously you're being ridiculous. You're going to have to, weigh things up, consider how long does it normally take, how much pain the client is in, and how much they're willing to pay for your particular service that you're offering. Before I go into how to come up with your perfect price as a virtual assistant, here's one thing that you're probably thinking. How do you consistently land clients for the long term? In other words, retain the clients at a good price. And before I go into that particular aspect, let's go into the fact of how you come up with your initial pricing first. So what you need to do is figure out, obviously, what services you're going to be offering. It could be social media management, calendar management, or just general admin VA, marketing assist, marketing coordinator, maybe tech VA. There's just so many of them. There is executive assistant, there's a project manager, video editing, the list goes on and on and on. Decide what that box is that you're going to put yourself in. Forget about what other additional things you're offering from whatever the market is offering. Look at 5 to 6 of your peers who's offering a similar service to yours and note down their pricing. Pair 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and their price per hour. Maybe it's 20 an hour, 30 an hour, 25 an hour, 28 an hour, etc. You keep going down. And when you get to 5 or 6, you add up those numbers together, all 5 or 6 of them, and then you divide it by the number. So if it's 5 of them, you add up to 5 pricing, divide by 5, add up to 6, and divide by 6. And you come up with your average price. Now, that is just what we call the median range of what it is you should be charging in order for clients not to flinch when they hear your pricing. Of course, you can charge higher once you display the value that you bring to the table as a virtual assistant. Now, about how to land those long-term clients, I do have a resource below that will help you to figure out, okay, what it is you need to be doing to acquire or obtain clients on the long term, what we typically call retainer clients. So head on down to the description and grab the resources available where you can figure out how to land long-term clients as opposed to one-off clients or project clients, etc. And I'll see you in the virtual assistant world.